What is up, beautiful people? This is Small Hat Chris. With the Small Hat crew, I got my boys with me once again, Small Hat Nick and Brandon.
Hey, this is Small Hat Nick, the resident Doflamingo main. Don't know if I'm going to be a Dofi main going into set 4, but we're going to find out.
God, we got a whole set 3 to go through, too. Don't even... God, I'm
ready to go.
I'm really excited to talk about these cards.
Yes.
Oh my god. So let's just jump right into it. I want to go ahead and start with Purple Crocodile.
Well, I was going to say, do you want to save the purple Baroque work stuff for last, since we, want to talk about those cards for a long time and get the other 4 out of the way?
No, I want to talk about it now.
Okay.
I just want to talk about these cards. As a long-time Blurple Croc enjoyer, believer, and lover, I just want to jump into right into what could make him viable. We're going to hop right in. Blurple Crocodile, 8 cost 9k purple character, 7 Warlords of the Sea, Baroque Works, on play, -2 Dawn. If your leader's type includes Baroque Works, place up to 1 card from the top of your deck on top of your life. On your opponent's attack, he has a second effect. Once per turn, Dawn -1, draw 1 card and trash 1 card in your hand.
Hey, well, this card's pretty good.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? When this card was first revealed, I thought he was pretty decent. I thought he was above average. The minute I realized that he turns Blurple Croc into a 5-life leader, I was completely on board. Oh my god. He's so good. And it's crazy too, because he synergizes better with Purple Yellow Croc, and still don't acknowledge his existence. He's going in Blurple Croc.
I think he's alright.
Oh my god. Oh my. So Blurple Croc's biggest problem right now is that he has to spend 1 Dawn to even turn his ability on. Then to resolve his ability, he has to draw a card. On average, it's going to be another 1 to 2 Dawn. So on average, Blurple Croc, you're actually only playing with maybe 7 or 8 Dawn a turn. So the bodies you can put on the board usually aren't that big, and that's why they play things like King and 7 cost Croc. This finally gives Blurple Croc a body worth putting on the board that works toward its win condition, and it's just Blurple Croc. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my god.
This boy.
It gives him a way to contest board. Because usually it just suffered from the problem that blue did in general, but it had it the worst, where it was, if you put a big body in the board against blue, it's usually like, it's a task to get rid of it. And with Blurple Croc, that was especially true, because the biggest bodies they had were usually 7k. He fixes this. And not only does Blurple Croc, putting a big body on the board was usually a turn where you accept that you're going to take some damage on the following turn. Because if you were putting a big body, it meant you usually weren't going to have the events going to protect yourself on the following turn. Like dropping 7 cost Croc on the board was usually a turn where you go, I'm putting this on the board, I'm going to take some damage this turn, but if it survives, I'll win the game. This guy fixes that. So he puts himself on the board, and then he gives you the extra cushion. He gives you another life, so that even if you do take damage, you go back to right where you would have been anyway. And then, not only does he, with Blue Croc, he could get Jet Pistol or something. This Croc's going nowhere. He's 9k. Unless it's Gordon and Jet Pistol, he's not going anywhere. He will be there next turn to help you contest the board. He is so good.
I mean, Gordon Jet Pistol's a real threat, brother. I can't tell you how much that happens to me.
Right, but that is only in only one deck does that, and that's Luffy. Actually, 2. Luffy and Zoro do that. Whitebeard's the most popular red deck, and it does not play Gordon.
I think this Crocodile is okay. I don't think that it's going to see a lot of play in Blurple Croc. I don't think Blurple Croc is going to come back. I think
come back from what? What has he ever done?
Be a deck, right? I think that this is really good, and it synergizes a lot better with the Purple Yellow Crocodile leader.
But he's
which is why with cards like this, I don't think so, because with this leader, the problem that I see with this in, like you're saying, Blurple Croc, if you're paying 8 Dawn, you don't have enough Dawn to play your events that turn. So that life that you gain, you're going to lose that life, and you did -2 Dawn.
You're going to lose it, but that's fine, because before it was you would play a body and just take damage. So he's pretty much saying, you're going to take the damage, but I'm going to give you
take just 1. I don't see this having a lot of use, but the -1 Dawn to draw 1 card and trash 1 card in your hand initially doesn't seem too good in something like Blurple Croc.
No, I agree.
Just losing more Dawn.
Well,
but if you're using that in Yellow Purple Croc, where you're just getting that Dawn right back as active, I think this card is really good.
I
in that
agreed
deck.
with that at first, but so that means if you are playing this, you have 8 Dawn. So that means we are now in the late game. So odds are, so if I've gone second and I'm dropping this, that means I'm going down from 9 Dawn to 8. I'll be back up to 10 next turn. So every turn I can minus a Dawn and it won't matter. It'll never matter because I always get the Dawn back on my following turn. If you go second and you drop this on curve, that's a bit more iffy. That's
yeah, but if you're doing this on curve or even with 9 Dawn, you're inviting a full board of swings if you're playing something like Blurple
But that was
Croc.
the thing. Blurple Croc was already doing that. He was already inviting the full board of swings without the life cushion and without the 9k body. You would lose your entire turn to put a body on board just for it to get jet pistoled. So not only did you lose your entire turn, you have nothing to show for it, and you took a bunch of damage.
Y'all gonna see Blurple Croc about to be a...
Blurple Croc
real
will
deck.
never be real. You are.
It will way better than Blurple Croc.
And the Baroque Works
man.
blue event.
This started 2.5 out of 5. I think it's okay.
The-
Very specific, obviously, to the deck that it can be played in.
The
Maybe
blur.
even 2 out of 5.
So the blue Baroque Works event. Does it grab Baroque Works or does it grab blue Baroque Works?
Oh, the one cost event, it's just called Baroque Works, and it grabs, I'm pretty sure, any Baroque Works card
Oh
in the
my
top
god.
5.
Because that's another thing too. This gives you
Or
more
any
targets to
Baroque Works
finally
character.
justify running that card.
And you don't even need to with the next card.
Well, see, that's the thing though, because why wouldn't you though? Because it's a one-cost event you can play on your turn. Which I guess, so I'll go ahead and give my rating on this card, and then we'll move on to the next card. I'm gonna give this card I'm gonna give him a 3.5 out of 5.
Nick?
My only issue with this card is the Dawn minus abilities. Like, he's a really good card, and he's just so costly for the deck. Like, if you play him
He
on
is.
curve, you play him on 8 Dawn, that sets you back an entire turn of Dawn, so you're not getting to 10 next turn. And then you are, again, playing this on curve at 8. The only events you get to play are like the 0-cost discard a card for 3Ks, and then you don't have a Dawn on meter in order to draw cards off of those 2-card counter events. So yeah, it gives you the cushion, which is really nice. I'd still go 3 out of 5. We don't. I hope we haven't seen all
Yeah.
of the Baroque Works cards yet.
That's the
I hope-
ballpark. Go for it.
My hope is we see Crocodile's Casino. I forgot what it's called. I want that to be a purple ramp stage for Baroque Works.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's exactly the ballpark I'm in. This is a 3 to 3.5 leader because card. Because for me, what it is like I think he's good. I think he's really good for Blurple Croc. He probably gets him a win con, but at the end of the day, it is still Blurple Croc, and that's why I would not go. Well, I wouldn't give him too high a rating. This card could be exactly what Blurple Croc would need, and I still wouldn't give this card a 4 or anything above that because I don't know, Blurple Croc, man. As much as I love him, he especially in the meta where we're getting Isho, Vivi, and Doflamingo, like I
did check the 1-cost Baroque Works searcher, by the way. It grabs any Baroque Works type card. So
Oh
it's
my
not
god, it
even
grabs
just characters. It grabs events.
Yeah, that's insane. So let's go ahead and hop into the next card then. And that'll be that card on legs. Miss Valentine. Miss Valentine. Purple, cost 2, 2k power, Baroque Works, on play. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal 1 card with the Baroque Works in one of its types, and add it to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Trigger. -1 Dawn. Play this card. 1k power. I'm
I
actually
think
not
this
that big on
card's
this
really
card.
good. Really, it grabs former Baroque Works, which is the only reason why I give it the time of day.
I think she's good, but then again, like you see, as big as I am on Purple Croc, I can't give him anything more than like a 3.5 because it's support for Croc, you know, and I think that's the problem I'll have here too, because it's like as much as I love Blurple Crocodile, and as much as I love that they're getting a searcher, of all decks to get a 2-cost searcher, it shouldn't have been Blurple Croc. That deck needs all the help it can get. This isn't it.
True.
Like, if anyone should have got a 1-cost searcher, it should have been Blurple Croc. She's expensive. Yeah, because it's like, she's expensive. 2, if she's not expensive, you're minusing Dawn to get her on the board, because even then she's not free.
You get that Dawn back, but
You get, yeah, but it's like, you lose 1 Dawn and
No,
you get 2
he's-
back. So you're half...
No, he's talking about purple
I
yellow.
know, yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah, see, I don't even acknowledge that card. That
Yeah,
doesn't
you-
exist. That's not
Hey,
real.
hit this card out of one of your 4 life cards.
Oh my god. It's like, and obviously I think she'll be a 4 in the deck. I think it's good, and I think it's a major boon to the deck. But I don't know. I think she's another 3.5 card for me. Maybe 3.
I honestly will give her, I would say, as far as a searcher goes, a 3 out of 5, but I'm kind of seeing some potential with the Big Mom stage where you can put a 3
That's 3
drop
only.
at the top.
She's a 2.
Oh, it
it's
is
not
3.
3 or lower.
Oh, I thought it's 3 or lower. Okay, yeah, as far as searchers go, I'm going to give her maybe a 2.5 out of 5. I don't like that she's a 2-drop. I do like that she has trigger play this card. I think that's insane, but I don't think it makes up for the fact that she's a 2-drop.
Yeah,
I think
I'm giving her a
just that
3.
Trigger play this card without the Dawn minus. I'd probably like
That
the
changed
Dawn
everything.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's a 3.
So, I'd
Real
middle
cold
her
drop.
at 3.
But also, she's also another target to make the Baroque Works event live. And, yeah, I think just being able to run, because the problem with that card before was it whipped so much, because you only really wanted to run it so that you could draw on your own turn, but you whipped so much it just wasn't worth it. With it now, you could play that event and you'd be able to, you know, consistently +1 on your own turn, because that card would hit something, and then you draw a card off Croc, and then you'd be able to draw off Croc again on the opponent's turn. Her being 2 is so unattractive to me also just because Blurple Croc is playing down on Dawn every single turn since he needs Dawn for his events, since he needs Dawn to activate his ability, and then the Searcher's 2 on top of it. And then if you choose to play whatever she searched, like, I don't know, she's just too expensive. She's a 3.
I mean, she does have like 2 or 3 searchable 2Ks.
All right, next let's go ahead and hop into, we talked about a purple card, let's talk about a yellow card.
Blue.
Yamato, yellow character, costs 9, 9k power, Land of Wano. On play, K up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost that is equal to or less than the total life of you and your opponent. Then if you have 1 or less life, you may add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to your life area. I think this card sucks.
This card's awful.
Yeah,
It's not good at all.
this card's real bad.
Like, if this card at least healed and then popped, it would be more viable, because, like, its ability to do something on play is completely determined by the current game state. Like, if your opponent is up on life by that much on you, to be able to pop something that's
You're not winning.
relative of, like, a 4 cost or higher,
Yeah.
it's not great.
Yeah,
I think
no.
it's also important to note she has no counter power either. She's
What's a 9
She's a
cost?
9. She's not going to.
Yeah,
Um,
but having a bad effect and being a 9-drop
The fact that
and not having a
also,
good stat line.
yeah, her stat line's bad. She's a 9-drop. Like you said, she has no counter.
protection.
Her
Like,
effect-
you drop her on the board and you give up your whole turn.
Yeah, her effect, you don't even, it's not even consistent. So when she's in your deck, you never know for certain what she's going to hit by the time you get her in your hand. And also the fact she costs 9 means you have to drop her later on in the game. And that means that by that point, she's probably hitting like a 6 at most. She's hitting like a 6 at most for 9 Dawn on a 9k body. She's so bad. She's awful.
And if she's hitting a 6, she's not getting you a life.
Yeah, like this
So
card
it's...
is...
Either she's not getting you a life, or the life despair. You would have to be at 1, they would be at 4. And you would
Yeah.
still heal 1 life up to 2, but like that's still such a fucking gap.
You're not coming back from that. Yeah, this is a 1. This is a 0.5. This is a... I don't want to give out the zeros too liberally. This is a 0.5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, it's a 1 for sure.
I'm gonna give her a 1.5 just because I'm kind of seeing some gimmick with her in the queen deck, getting 2 life in 1.
In the queen deck, that should attract even
Yeah,
further.
dude.
That should drop her even
The-
lower.
What? The Blello queen?
Oh my god. Oh my... Alright, next card.
Let's
Speaking
do
of
a
Blello.
good card. Oh.
Yes, so speaking of Blello, we'll go from yellow to blue. So I'm very curious to hear your take on this, Brandon, because I feel like I know where it's going to go, and I'm not going to like it. Sasaki, blue character, cost 3, 4k power, Animal Kingdom Pirates, 2k counter. On play, return all cards in your hand to your deck, and shuffle your deck. Then draw cards equal to the number of cards returned to the deck. Now, before we talk about this, I will say, I saw there was a discussion that was taking place regarding this card on Reddit, of all places, and they all seem to be very big on this card. And there's only one guy who shared my opinion. He said this card was bad, and he got downvoted to oblivion. Brandon, what do you have to say about this?
As far as 2K counters go, I think this card's insane. A lot of 2K counters either have no playability
Otama.
or have very limited
Suru.
playability.
Tashigi.
Right, but then they're on the board and they're just kind of on the board, right? Unless you're playing like Red Green Law. This card, I really like this card because it can get you out of having just a completely dead hand, and then you still have a 4K body on board.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, it's a 2K counter. I think this card is really good.
So
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
All right. So I think I'll give it a 4 out of 5 also, just because of the 2K. It's a 2K that has a playable effect. I don't think the effect's good. I really don't.
Good.
I think this effect is so mid. If you're using the effect, you're already behind. So it means that if you want to mulligan your hand, not only does it mean you're behind, it also means that you're behind and you're taking a 2K out of your hand. You're putting a 4K body on the board, and it's like you do get a mulligan, but it's like 9 times out of 10 this card will be counter, and if it's not counter, it's because you're already behind in the game anyway. I do not like this card. Like, oh no, Nick, say something.
No, I'm of the same vein. Like, blue as a color has so much stacking that if this card said, place your hand on bottom, draw the next, same number of cards, this card would be disgustingly
That'd be
insane.
broken. I don't think you could break that.
Probably not. But the fact, it shuffles your deck, which some people see as a plus. Like, things like 8 cost Odin does that. It shuffles your deck, so all the things you put on bottom from searching are now on, put back somewhere else in the deck. But 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a 2K counter. If you are using it on play, you are behind, and you're not going to catch back up in any of the blue decks you want to play this in.
Yeah, I think the best way to look at this card, as far as because it's good because it's a 2K, and that's literally it. Because if you were to take the same card and give it 1K counter, this card would be bad. This would be a bad card.
Yeah, but a 3-drop 4K stat line isn't the worst. I mean, most 3-drop 5Ks either have 1K counter or no counter. And then I don't see it as being behind because it's not like you're -1. You're gonna get this as a body on the board, and then getting however many cards are currently in your hand, which I think at some point will just be... I think it's a very playable card, and in my now favorite deck, Bellow Queen, it's gonna be a 4-0.
Because the way I look at it is, so say you're going first, you had a bad hand, you mulliganed, your hand's still bad, right? Because we already have the inherent mulligan in the game. But alright, so now you've mulliganed into a bad hand. You pass your turn, it's now your turn again. You're dropping this on curve. So you had 5 cards. You drew your 6th card on the following turn. You've played this out of your hand. So now you've lost a 2K. And now you're gonna mulligan the 5, you're gonna go ahead and put those 5 cards back into the deck and draw a new hand. That is essentially saying that I did nothing with my first turn, I'm now doing nothing with my second turn either. I used my second turn because I didn't gain any advantage. I didn't impact the board in any way. I've established a 4K body, and it's still too early in the game for a 4K body to be useful. Because that means if I'm attaching Dawn to it to swing at the leader, that is one less Dawn I have to work with at this early point in the game. Because on the next turn, I'll only have 5 Dawn. If I want to swing with this thing, I'm working with 4 Dawn.
Yep.
Exactly, and you know what costs 4 Dawn? Queen.
What war? Oh, wait, the new queen, that's right.
Yeah, so...
I was thinking Blurple Kaido, my bad. I forgot you're still...
This is about to be the best deck ever, dude.
Oh.
I'm excited.
So,
it's funny whenever I see these blue animal kingdoms, I always think of it in terms of Blurple Kaido.
So do I.
Blurple Queen.
Blurple Queen, I forget.
Queen is gonna be amazing.
I don't remember Blurple Queen exists unless I'm thinking about how bad it is. So it's funny, despite being on
deck profile coming up.
Despite being on completely opposite sides of the spectrum, because it is a 2K, me and Brandon gave it the same rating regardless. What's your rating, Nick?
No, I also said a 4.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so none of us... So we don't agree on this card whatsoever, but just because it's a 2K, it's a 4 from everybody. That's the power of a 2K. And, I didn't know Ross's name was Daddy.
Father Masterson.
Daddy Masterson. Daddy Masterson. Green, 4 Dawn, 5K, East Blue, former Navy. Dawn 1. End of your turn, set this character as active. When I saw this card, I messaged Nick. I was like, this card's insane. I didn't realize, one, I thought it was a 3-5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the minute The minute I realized it was, I was like, oh, this card's ass.
And then you look at the left of the card and don't
Yes.
see any counter power.
Well, see, that's I knew there was no counter, and that's why I thought it was a 3.
Yeah, no, it's not a good card.
This card's bad.
If this man was a 6K, I'd feel better about it, because then at least Dawn ×1 you'd be swinging with 7. But yeah, being a 4-drop 5K with no counter,
Yeah.
not a good card. Not gonna see any play. This
card's bad. This card's just bad. This is a 2 out of 5.
For a reason. Oh, it's a 0 out of 5 for me.
You put this on Otama level?
It's a, dude.
This card is actually playable.
Yeah, what?
This is the card that I have seen that is most worthy of being a common. There's no redeemable factor about it.
Well, no, there is, like,
It
this card works in Kuro and any of the set 3 East Blue decks, because there's an East Blue Nami that searches East Blue cards like him, so there is, like, funnily enough, support for these cards. But it's just, none of them are good.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a 0 unplayable, I just think it's a 1 because it's a mid card that goes into mid decks.
Alright.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You've convinced me. I will bring my rating down from a 2 to a 1.5.
I'll keep mine at a 0 and put Otama back to a 1.
Oh my god.
That's how I feel about this card.
Alright.
It's not a good card.
Huh. Yeah, so this wave of cards is better than the last video at least, right? So we all gave Purple Croc a mid rating. I gave him slightly above mid.
Well, you mean...
Miss Valentine was a mid searcher.
Yeah, we're talking about this video.
Yamato was bad.
Yamato
Sasaki was a 2K.
2K.
Yeah.
Vanilla Law's vanilla.
He's mid.
That's...
And then got Daddy.
And then Daddy.
I'll bump him back up to a 2 just for the name.
That's valid.
Yeah. Daddy Masterson.
Father Masterson.
Alright, as any more cards are revealed, we'll of course be sure to, and next time we won't take so long to get on them, because, I just forgot, I'm not gonna lie, I just forgot that these cards were sitting there waiting to be revealed. And actually, on top of it, my boy Brandon was in Puerto Rico, and my boy Nick was on a cruise, so, yeah, actually, we had valid excuse.
Yeah.
But, anything you guys want to say before we close this one out?
Besides Blurple Queen about to be tier 1
Oh my
good.
god. No. Okay.
We'll wait and see.
I mean, if Brandon does anything with Blurple Queen in September when these cards come out, we will let y'all know.
Nobody wants. I'm not gonna speak of the impossible. I mean, the other leaders are at least playable. But until next time, we'll see you guys.